Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. For those of you Bitcoin maxi trolls out there listening, I know you're out there. I think I can hear you because you all sound the same. You're like, Bitcoin, no XRP. Whoa, simmer down there, Mr. Bitcoin maxi troll. Everything's going to be okay. But for those of you Bitcoin maxi trolls out there that say that Ripple is just a pump and dump scheme, they don't care. They don't care about the long-term viability of XRP. Well, of course, that's completely contrary to all of the actions that they're actually taking in addition to what they're vocalizing. And so here's the latest one. Take a look at this. Ripple's senior manager of treasury will collaborate with finance and accounting to develop short and long-term cash and XRP forecast models. And so, look, Ripple's been interested in forecasting long-term XRP models for years. Now, the degree to which you're going to find success doing that, no matter who you are, it's like, But it has been. It's not something that's talked about frequently. I haven't even seen anything along those lines pop up in years. And the only reason it's popping up here, frankly, is because it's mentioned as something that one of the obligations of an individual that they're looking to hire. Other than that, it's not even something they're going to talk about. But they do all sorts of forecasting prediction models based on what they think the blend of price and liquidity would need to be in order to, expand the project further. Specifically, the portion utilizing XRP as a bridge currency, which of course is on-demand liquidity. So before we go any further, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you would please ever so delicately tap the like button. I would definitely appreciate it, because if you do, it will simply tell the YouTube algorithm that you don't completely hate this particular Moon Lambo content. Maybe you completely hate other Moon Lambo content. That's fair, man. That's cool. Everybody can hate or not hate whatever they want to. But if you do go ahead and tap it, it'll simply tell the YouTube algorithm that, since you don't completely hate this one, the YouTube algorithm will then more likely than not recommend this to other individuals. Also, go ahead and subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel if you love your mama, because your mama loves you, and she wants you to be happy. And if you subscribe to the Moon Lambo channel, you will find true happiness. Shout out to XRP Crypto Wolf for sending this piece my way directly to my inbox. I definitely do appreciate this. And so this is the official job posting right here, and there are a couple portions having specifically to do with XRP. And again, it's worth pointing out, Ripple would have no interest in posting this specifically if not long-term oriented. And so here's what they state under the section titled "What You'll Do," as in if you have this job, a senior manager of treasury. Here we go. Collaborate with finance and accounting to develop short and long-term cash and XRP forecast models and ensure that funds are provisioned accordingly. And then the second portion down here, compile weekly and monthly reporting of global cash and XRP balances and activity. And so, of course, this in conjunction with the fact that they're barely selling XRP anyway, all of this points to the fact that they're very interested in a long-term, healthy XRP ecosystem. And I do think that a lot of the reason that the Bitcoin maxi types have trouble, and we could probably make a whole long list, but I feel like a lot of it has to do with them having serious trust issues in life in general. Like they want to be able to conduct themselves in such a way that they don't need trust for pretty much anything. Pretty much anything. They'd rather not. But, as a normal human, you're not going to be able to live your life that way. You got to trust friends, family, businesses, this or that. And these are not all bad things. And then if somebody crosses you, then just don't trust them anymore. And that can happen. Fine. And that's why I say, like, if Ripple starts acting in a completely absurd fashion, then they will erode trust with me and everyone else, and we'll all talk about it. But that's not what they're doing. There's a reason I am Mr. XRP Bull here. And so I understand that markets could be manipulated because Ripple effectively is a benevolent whale, which is a quote from XRP community member Galgatron. He was the first to call them a benevolent whale. And I think that's a fair assessment. They're just healthy cheerleaders of the XRP ecosystem. And if they wanted to unload every a billion XRP that they have from escrow as it comes out, they could do that, right? They're not going to, because that wouldn't be in their own best interest, obviously. But, and so, like, I understand there's like this implicit trust that they're going to continue to operate in a responsible manner, and my argument is that's fine. And if you have a problem with the fact that, just in terms of price movements because of the way that Ripple is operating within the space, if that's something you do have a problem with, then that you factor that in determining whether or not you're interested in buying and selling XRP. I factored it in, and I decided that I don't freaking care. To me, it's not a negative. I'd rather have, in fact, a behemoth of a company responsibly building out an ecosystem, because I frankly believe that this is why you're gonna, like, if you fast forward 10 or 20 years, and if Ripple achieves their vision, becomes, they become a huge part of what they're calling the Internet of Value, holy hell, I think that XRP could be worth substantially more than it is today. And look, I'm not offering financial advice. I don't have a financial background, so don't buy or sell because of me. I'm just sharing my everyday Joe Schmo opinion, but I do firmly believe that. And all of this, if none of us were willing to trust, it would be very difficult for this to become ultimately reality. But this is just part of what it is to be human. And so, if you want to hold your own cryptocurrency trustlessly, you still can do that with XRP. I'm only talking about, in terms of, the ability of any sort of whale to manipulate a price. Like, that's something that can happen from a technical perspective. But, Ripple has no special permissions over the decentralized XRP ledger. They simply do not. And so I'm very happy with how this is set up. Like, to me, none of this is scary or bad, but Bitcoin maxi trolls are just coming from a completely different train of thought that is not how I operate. Next to the next piece here, shout out to The Rock XRP, who shared this piece from the Daily Hodl titled Financial Giant SBI to Test XRP in $6.6 trillion foreign exchange market. Now, this topic I actually did cover, but there's additional things to share, which is why I'm bringing this up again, but I did kind of touch on this in a video just the other day, which some of you may have seen. And so I'll kind of be brief with the parts that I already kind of talked about here. But Japanese financial giant SBI Holdings is preparing to test the use of XRP in the foreign exchange market. The pilot will utilize the cryptocurrency to execute cross-border currency swaps, according to the financial outlet Nikkei, if I'm saying that right, I don't know. The test is designed to determine whether the speed of XRP can be used as a bridge asset to lower the risk of price fluctuations that can occur as one currency is traded for another, as well as determine potential savings on fees associated with the transfer. I think more specifically, it's a test of the platform itself, not whether or not XRP can facilitate such a thing, because that's already been proven. It's really more so about the platform which they're going to be testing, which is how it was covered in a previous article that I already covered here. And so it was interesting because this is something that's being built out without Ripple being hands-on, and they're still utilizing XRP specifically within this platform here. Now, at the bottom, they state the following. SBI is currently using Ripple's payment messaging system, which is not based on XRP, to power its settlements platform MoneyTap. The company also allows shareholders to receive dividends in XRP and gives gamers on its esports team the option to receive their salaries in the digital asset, which is something else that I reported on in a previous video as well. And so as far as MoneyTap today not utilizing XRP, yeah, I mean, I've talked about that, but there's more to say here. Check this out. So Galgatron retweeted that article from The Rock XRP, who tagged me in it as well here. And wrote the following. This article is not only interesting because of the potential for incoming increased on-demand liquidity / XRP volume in FX trading, but it also separately clarifies the SBI MoneyTap app doesn't use XRP, and then in parentheses he wrote, told you so. And so, and that was interesting to me because I didn't know that anybody was disputing that. I mean, and I'm not, this is not me questioning Galgatron, like, he obviously, if he wrote that, then he had to have obviously encountered people that were disputing that. I'm just saying I happen to not have encountered that. Because I've been reporting on the fact that it does not use XRP to date, but will in the future, as I'll get into further in just a moment. And it will. unless something dramatically changes. But I agree quite firmly with what Galvatron stated here as far as this being quite a positive. I mean, you're talking about, and again, it's like Ripple isn't even hands-on in this. They're building this out. And so it's the point that it goes back to a point I made in a video recently where I was like, hey, any developer that wants to build on top of the XRP ledger, freaking have at it. I don't even care if you're Swift. If you're Swift and you're going to try and build up your, your little, your little cross-border payment setup that doesn't remotely efficiently settle. If you want to try and build that up and you're utilizing XRP, then I'm going to say go for it. I'll wish you success. Any developer that's going to try and build anything on top of the XRP ledger, I'm going to go ahead and wish you success. And I think that even if Swift did that, I think that Ripple would be like, hey, great, because we hold a bunch of XRP. That's only going to help us, presumably, right? Our holdings get adopted, become worth more, long-term viability, all that jazz. And so here's this. There's a tweet from Crypto Steve in response to that who wrote, hey, Galvatron, from what I can gather, when Crypto Eddie has talked money tap, the intent is to integrate on-demand liquidity for any of the Southeast Asia banks where an international corridor is in play. So, do you think it won't be fiat to fiat, just delivery of XRP if requested? To which Galvatron responded, when on-demand liquidity supports those corridors, of course any business or application can incorporate on-demand liquidity, and MoneyTap will most likely be one of the first to do so. That's not today. And that's fair enough, but there actually is evidence that they will, like firm evidence. Take a look at this from Crypto Eddie. This is from September 4th, 2019. And Crypto Eddie wrote the following. Mr. Katao Finsum yesterday, quote, we will use the virtual currency XRP for remittance, and we are focusing on making MoneyTap into the group's flagship product. We are going to have various relationships with Ripple in the United States, and this alliance is very significant. Alex Cobb responded and wrote, is he saying that MoneyTap will use XRP? Because that is eventually going to have 61 banks live on it. To which Crypto Eddie responded. And this is the money part right here. Hi, Alex. He is saying, as a first-tier public company on Tokyo Exchange, blue chip, XRP will be utilized in MoneyTap. Not all the banks in the consortium are strong in cross-border remittances, but also, he announced Ripple will become shareholder in MoneyTap. And so I'm appreciative that she's reporting, because a lot of this news would be lost if not for somebody that can translate for us. And I mean that literally translate, because this is stuff coming out of Japan right here. But there you go. According to Crypto Eddie, absolutely firmly stated. And by the way, that had been reported in other crypto media articles, which I have cited. I actually did try to do I only spent like 3 minutes, but before recording the video, I did try Googling to find the sources, but it is sometimes impossible seeming to find specific articles when especially if you don't know what the keywords are, but if they're crypto media articles in particular, it is hard to find the specifics of what you're looking for. And so I just thought, whatever the hell, it doesn't matter. I know Crypto Eddie covered it right here, so there you go. It is indeed coming, all good things in time, which it just means additional utility here. So Galvatron's spot on, and I certainly take Crypto Eddie at her word. And it's interesting because initially MoneyTap was intended to be used only domestically, at least that's the way it was verbally. Maybe they always had bigger visions behind the scenes, but the way that they had touted it was it's going to be just used within Japan. But if you're talking about XRP being used within the MoneyTap app, that's for cross-border international payments. So you're talking about connecting to all sorts of other platforms, much more grand vision than purely for domestic payments. So I found that fascinating. And hopefully it does come to pass. Things can change, I suppose, but there's no indication that it won't ultimately happen. It's just all good things in time, my friends. Anyway, that is it for this video. I am not a financial advisor. Do not buy or sell anything because of anything that I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo!